So Stephen Miller only wants white people in America. Are we shocked? The crazy part is everybody knew this man was a white Christian nationalist, and you let him in. He's even more far right and more far white than Donald Trump. Trump even recognized his obsession when it came to immigrants. Stephen Miller said if it was up to him, only 100 million people would be in the country. That is only white people. White people only. Yeah, Project 2025 is looking real now, ain't it? I wonder who's really running the White House now. Because Trump said that he wasn't going to put farms and hotel workers, but he's in that ass now. And I don't think it was him. For once, I didn't even think it was him. For all you non-white people that voted for Trump, how do you feel now that they're trying to ethnically cleanse us out of the United States? I mean, it's going to be real hard to get rid of black folks because, you know, African Americans in particular, because we ain't got nowhere to go but here. But for everybody else, how do y'all feel now?
You ever wonder what happens when a high school troll grows up and gets access to federal power? You get Stephen Miller. And this man didn't just whisper in Trump's ear. He wrote the whole damn playbook. Stephen Miller isn't just some advisor. He's the author behind Trump's most cruel, racist, and authoritarian politics. And he did it quietly, in a suit, all while pretending that it was about national security. You remember the Muslim ban? That was Miller. Family separation at the border? That was Miller. Trying to strip citizenship from immigrants legally living here? Yep, Miller. He's the reason zero tolerance became a government slogan. The man crafted policy like it was fan fiction for fascists. And you want to talk about connections? Stephen Miller was mentored by Richard Spencer, the actual white nationalist who coined the term alt-right. They went to Duke together, and Miller invited him to campus. Now let that sink in. The dude writing U.S. immigration policy was once boosted by a literal neo-Nazi. And don't think he disappeared when Trump left the first time. He started a legal group called America First Legal, designed to sue the government every single time it tried to be decent. Trying to stop DEI programs? That's Miller. Attacking asylum protections? That's Miller. Lawsuits to block civil rights policies under the radar? Also Miller. And the scariest part is that he's not a loudmouth. He's a strategist. He's not tweeting insults. He's writing executive orders. He learned that power isn't about being liked. It's about embedding your ideology so deep within the system that even after you're gone, your fingerprints stay on the walls. Stephen Miller doesn't just advise Trump. He built a machine, one fueled by fear, whiteness, and legal loopholes. And it's still running. It's just a little quieter now. So we all know the bigotry has definitely resurfaced. We can see that in the court dockets, the school bans, and the borders. Stephen Miller never left. He just sharpened his horns and put on a nicer tie.
This was exactly what the Democrat was warning people of color from. They were warning them to vote for this other person just because this might happen. And now it's all in your faces because every one of them voted for it. They voted for their own deportation. They voted for, them to have just in the country. And now that it's happening like this, they are all crying. Okay, you voted for your own mass deportation. You voted for you to leave the country. And Stephen Miller is here to help out. Well, guys, you're welcome back again to my channel. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking when you saw this video. So I'm going to let some of the videos I've gathered for you guys to roll. Then I'll come back, okay, with the commentary. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And don't forget to give it a thumbs up so that more and more people can see it. And credit to all creators on this video. So let's go watch, then I'll come back with a commentary.
I'm a man of faith, Stephen, and I'm certainly not a man of fear. So let's just cut to the chase. Let's not get it twisted. Your administration, this administration, and the people who support it are making history on changing who we are as a multicultural society. Folks like Stephen Miller, Pete Hegseth, and Pam Bundy and others are showing us that they don't believe in the co-equal branches of government or the checks and balances within our society. And the people in the White House, in your little bubbles, you actually think that the aura of your chaos is sustainable. Think about it. Think about it. I want you to think about it. I mean, Trump is 80 years old, and you are in your mid-40s, and some of y'all are in your mid-50s. Y'all actually think, and that's young in the modern era, You actually think it's funny and entertaining for Fox News and other outlets to show how cruel you are, how incendiary you are to the American people. Oh yeah, let's just stick it to the libs. Okay, but think about the sustainability and all the wrongdoing that you're inflicting on the people. And you think that you're going to get away with this? I mean, in life, you always pay the piper, homie. Our history, or the world history, has shown this time and time and time again. You will not get away with what you're doing. The international community are watching us. Our kids are learning from us as the world look on in disgust. My message is this. Enjoy it now, Stephen Miller, because just as history has shown, a reckoning is coming and America is waking up. Okay? And when they do, look out, partner. Last time I checked, you're definitely not Donald Trump's age. You always remember, truth has no party. Be well.
We have some big news right now. According to the Wall Street Journal, Donald Trump previously said that if it was up to Stephen Miller, his White House Deputy Chief of Staff, there would only be 100 million people in the United States of America, and they would all look like Miller. Miller is a white guy. In this new explosive report from the Wall Street Journal, it cites a number of White House colleagues of Miller's who are becoming increasingly alarmed at the legal maneuvers he is taking to conduct mass deportation efforts. And Donald Trump himself, according to the Journal, has even ribbed Miller for being, quote, too happy when deporting undocumented migrants from America. But I want you to read this passage with me. He has the president's complete trust. Trump's complained about everyone, never him. Trump may not complain about Mr. Miller, but he does occasionally poke at his obsession with immigrants, a hostility that goes far beyond Mr. Trump's. In one meeting during the 2024 campaign, Trump said that if it was up to Miller, there would be only 100 million people in this country and they would all look like Miller. This is the man Trump is putting in responsible for most of the policy in America. Spread the word so more people are aware. I'll do a full breakdown on my Substack, linked in bio, so subscribe for free and follow along for more.
When they promised you mass deportation, every one of you thought that it was going to affect other people, not knowing that somehow you were going to get affected by all this mass deportation, and now you're feeling sad about it. And yes, he's coming online to also tell you that this, if he was in position, that he will make America to just have, is he 100,000 people or how many thousand, and they all will look like him. And yet nobody's talking about it and nobody's doing anything about it because he's the deputy chief of staff, right? He can say whatever thing he wants to say or do whatever thing he wants to do. And yes, people are not getting deported. People who do not look like him are getting deported. A lot of people have been asking, what about the white immigrants in the country? Because you have white Europeans, white Russians, people that are palm colored. Nobody is talking about deporting them. Nobody have said anything about them. What about those people? How come is the Black and brown people who are facing this whole deportation, right? Especially the Latino community who felt they had proximity to whiteness and they were palm colored, right? They felt they are palm colored, and now that it's all happening this way, they're not feeling sad about it. So a lot of people are now asking, what about these other people? Why is nobody talking about them? Why is nobody deporting them? Why is it that nobody is talking about, how some of them might not have, legal stay in the country, or do they all have legal stay in the country, right? And nobody is talking about deporting them. But every time you see any case of deportation, is usually people, right? Or Latinos, right? And Latinos are at the forefront of this whole thing, even though they made a huge song just to celebrate and, to campaign for this man. They made a huge song that have lived rent-free on our heads, right? And at the end of the day, they are not the ones facing all this whole deportation and crying out for help. I saw a video of a young lady who is crying how her brother has legal stay in the country and yet he is in ICE custody. What's he doing there in the first place? She has all the documentation for her brother and yet he is still in ICE custody. But this was exactly what their people voted for. Maybe they also voted for it because she said they have legal stay in the country. So definitely they have rights to vote. And now what's happening? He's sitting down in ICE detention camp. Every one of them that voted for this, is somewhere either crying or smiling, because some of them are super excited that their people are getting deported, while others are not excited that this is happening. Some of them are already crying that this wasn't what they voted for. My dear, I'm going to hold your hands to tell you that this was exactly what you voted for, because this man ran his entire campaign talking about how he's going to be deporting a lot of people. And now that the deportation is here, I don't think you should have any problem about this, right? You should not be complaining, because this was exactly what you all signed up for. You wanted deportation, mass deportation. You should not bother what community they're starting from. What you should be worried about is the fact that it has started, right? The mass deportation that you all wanted is here. So instead of you complaining, you should be jubilating, right? Well, guys, I would love to hear from you all. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment. Let's have that conversation. Please go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so that more people can see it. I look forward to seeing you all on my next video. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Bye, guys.